Good morning, everyone. So this is a little bit on disaster recovery and planning, and this is going to go into the off the beaten path. It's generally said that everyone should have 6 months of reserve of cash to survive in case there's a medical problem and so on and so forth. This also applies for businesses. Yeah, businesses generally have insurance to cover things, but if with the pandemic, we was declared under a national emergency, well, a statewide emergency, and you could apply for economic loans through the Small Business Administration and other places, and of course the PPP program. But like in our case, we were too small or we just didn't qualify, so we had to find alternatives. So something to do, yeah, set money back and put it in a savings account or whatever, and don't touch it. Put a little bit in there every month and build up to 6 months to a year. And this is for personal. But what I want you to consider doing also, and this will help you, especially if you have a habit of spending money when you have it. Instead of putting it into a savings account, although that's better because at least you'll make some money off of it. Not very much, but you'll make some money off of it. Pay ahead on your utilities. Now that kind of sounds counterintuitive, but here's what happens. Not everything in a business is considered covered under a national disaster or a regional disaster where you can apply for assistance and so on and so forth. Sometimes a car runs through your storefront, or you have a fire, and although you have insurances to cover that, you may be out of business for an extended period of time. And so what you need to, and if you don't have the sales coming in, you don't have the cash flow. And although eventually it'll be taken care of by insurance, you're still going to be in a crunch. So every time you pay a utility bill, put an extra little bit amount in there and let it rack up. Now, there is a limit to what you can do for each of your utilities. The city of Clyde, for the electric, they don't have a limit. I know you can put $10,000 on your electric bill and they will gladly accept it. And that's perfectly fine. I think Columbia Gas has a $1,000 limit. So it's, take it up to about $1,000 that they owe you and just maintain it. Spectrum, if you have internet with them, I think you could do 6 months in advance with them. But yeah, take a little bit. So like if your bill, like our internet bill is $180 a month, we pay $200 a month. That's $20 ahead every month. And eventually what will happen is, we still pay it every month and still pay the $20, but eventually you don't have to pay it. So if there is a disaster, or there is a catastrophe, or there is an emergency, or you need to draw funds somewhere, where you need that cash flow somewhere else, you could skip that month or skip several months because you've already paid in advance. And you have to show that on your books as prepaid expenses. And if you need help with that, I can show you how to do it, or consult your accountants on how to put that in your books so you know how that is reflected in your accounting. But pay ahead. Yeah, you don't make any money off of it, but it's a good little insurance policy. So like I said, if you were going to be closed for, remodeling, and you're not going to be making any sales, obviously then the bills are paid in advance and you don't have to worry about it. Same with, like I said, a fire. If you have a fire and you lose a part of your storefront or a part of your building, and you can't do sales because, that part of the facility was damaged in the fire or a water leak or whatever, and that has to be rebuilt or redone, at least you've got your utilities paid in advance. And so you don't have to worry about it so much. You still have to do the bookkeeping on it, but you won't have to worry about paying that bill because it's already been taken care of. So like I said, every month when you make your utility payments, put an extra 10, 20, 30, whatever dollar amount you want to put to, but as long as you can afford it, put a little bit of extra money towards those bills. And like I said, it will eventually, like now, almost all of my bills come in show a negative balance. I still pay them, but you want to be ahead because, like I said, you never know. Like for us, we are, a two-person operation. Sometime I'm supposed to have surgery. The last time I had surgery, it went all bad. I was down for 3 months, and it really, really hurt. This way, in preparing for that and for other things, this way, if I'm down and out, those utilities are covered. I don't have to worry about them. They're taken care of short of my death. They're taken care of for an extended period of time. So June can continue to function with day-to-day operations and not have to worry about the monthly expenses because those are already covered. So yeah, just a hint, put that as a part of your disaster recovery plans. Implement it right away. Like I said, even if you can't really afford, say your electric bill is $400, pay $410, pay $420. Pay a little bit ahead every month. And eventually, like I said, if there comes a point where you have to skip a payment or you've got a big sale that's going through and you need to buy product, and the only other place you got money from is to pull from your utilities, you can skip a payment because you've already paid ahead. There you go. So I know, and the reason why I say that is because the government says for personal and for businesses you should really have 6 months worth of cash reserves. But here's the thing, what if the disaster that hit you also took out your bank? And then what? Then you can't pay your bills. So yeah, if you pay ahead on your utilities, you don't get, you don't make money off of it, but it does help you in the long run in the event of a disaster or some type of an emergency where you can't pay it. At least you're ahead of the game. And like I said, you do have to record that in your accounting to reflect that as an asset. And like I said, just put that in your disaster recovery plan, and like I said, and implement it. And so once you get 6 months to a year ahead, then just you don't have to make the additional payment. Just make the regular payment, and like I said, it'll help you out, trust me. In that it sounds counterproductive. Why would I pay more than I have to? It'll work out in the end. Trust me, if there's we all go through a period of time where business is completely slow. We go through months like that too. Generally, through the past 12 months to a year, business has been slowly going up, which is good. Our sales are up progressively a little bit every month. That's good. But every once in a while, we'll have a month that is just complete crap. So yeah, if you're a business owner, like I said, the best suggestion I could tell you is on the good months, pay a little bit ahead on your utilities. Simply because on a slow month, then if you don't have it all, you've got it covered. So just a tip for you. So if that helped you out, like and share, pass it around, please, on social media, whatever. Subscribe to the channel if you can. That helps. Find us on Facebook. There's the address up there. And if you have computer problems or you're planning on it doing computer expansion, give us a call. Schedule a time. We can come to you if you're in our service area. Or you can drop it off. Either way. And we'll go from there. You guys have a great day. I will talk to you later.